Now here, as you can see, are some axes. All kinds of axes. Like, we've got these big ones, like I showed in a previous video. They're not really sharp that much, some of the big ones. Some are sharp as razors. But, I mean, look at that caliche down in the holes there. I'll bet anything. Some of these are pretty stinking old. You know, I look at that surface. Man, that looks old to me. Here's another one. Some of them have got little flaws in the stone too. I think by look, yeah, like this. See here, as you can see there, that that's like cortex. That's like the rind. You know, it's like that's where the jade just, you know, it's not like it's broken. It's, you know, this is the way they made it. I think, yeah, I showed these in another video. But basically the same deal. Great big old axes. Great big old hunkin' pretty, you know. There's something about jade, you know. Now I don't know how many of you have actually ever handled a nice big chunk of gold, but see, some of them have got like real flaws in the stone too. I don't think these were used for chopping. I think these were like ceremonial or prestigious kind of things. And the gold, like a great big old thick gold bracelet or something like that. Geez, it just feels, it feels like something you've never felt before. Like if you would hand somebody a gold bracelet in a pitch dark room and they had no idea what it was, they could hold it and you could just feel it, rub your fingers against it, and in a second's flat, they know it is something valuable, something precious. Like you can hand gold to a blind man, and the blind man will know gold from silver. Even highly polished, whatever. There's just something about the level, the kind of coolness that it has to it. Like jade, except for it's been sitting out here in the sun like this for 2 hours while I got all my duckies in a row, is normally got this really cold feeling to it all the time. You pick it up and it just feels almost chilled. And that's one of the signs of very good jade, is it feels cold all the time. Some stones don't, but that's a sign of like how dense it is. And basically jade, as I said before, was the first stone that humans used for axes because it is one of the hardest naturally occurring minerals out there. And it's, very durable. It's and plus you can, if you sharpen it up well, you can, I swear I've got a few of these things that I could shave with. I haven't done it, but I bet I could. I bet I could just throw a little shaving cream on my arm and just shave the hairs right off my arm with it. It's so sharp. And out of a great big old axe too. Well, not a true axe. We'd call it a celt, but what it is it's an axe without grooves. And anyway, that's kind of the thing with jade. They say, people say that like gold is the finest tactile sensation on earth, which is, part of why it's got the great value. It's just one of 1,000 reasons why gold, when you say something is gold, man, that's gold, buddy. There's a good reason for it, that helped it attain its value in that situation and stuff. Now look at this little axe. That's not broken. That's just like, it's like as big of the piece of jade as they had, and they made as much of an axe as they could. And I don't know if there's like a, symbolic significance to that or what. And I'm pretty sure they use these things for some kind of a little process. And I'm not sure what it is. Maybe they used it for like chopping up their potatoes or their cooked carrots on their plates or something. I don't know. But I have a feeling that, all of this really nice jade, like these things, these big axes and stuff, that's all in the realm of like royalty or emperor or, people in the court. That's no common people had anything like that. Now look at this thing. But I defy somebody to tell me this sucker isn't old. And I have a lot of things like this that just show. I mean, that's weathered. That's, you know, this thing here sat out of the ground like that some darn place for a long time. I mean, how many points have you found like that? How many, you know, axes or whatever have you found that, like, the part that was above the ground just weathered like crazy? Anyway, oh yeah, here's a cool little axe. You know, just a little axe pendant, but it's got little heads on each end of it. Cool little heady things. It's hard, you know, a lot of times my camera won't pick up a little thing like that. I don't think I've ever got a good shot of my alien head bead that I found that time, my little ceramic alien head bead. Okay, that's about everything. Oh well, here's one cool little one. Little bitty tiny one. I'd probably make kind of a cool little necklace. Anyway, that's all for now. If you got any questions about all this stuff, be sure and, like, just, you know, ask me. I'm you know, retired, disabled. You know, all I do is hang out on my computer all day. So go ahead and hit me up. I don't mind. I'll talk to anybody. Bye, buds. It's nice being back on YouTube. You know, everyone's being so nice to me and everything. What in the world is that? I mean, is that a bunny? Is that a rabbit? Are those bunny ears? Or what is that thing? You know, I don't know. I mean, there's just so many things like that. Okay, now here's another one of those, incomplete circles that is basically like looks like a worm, like a dragon that is an incomplete, you know, like a baby dragon that is an incomplete circle. Meaning, like, I'm a baby dragon who has made mistakes, but I'm going to grow up and be a whole dragon and fix it someday, because that's what putting this on means. I repented. It's like a statement of repentance. And I've got some other cool things that have got like 10 or 15 meanings compounded in them. So it's like an elaborate sentence and concept. And I'll get around to showing you some of those. I didn't bring any of those out. But here's another little buggy dragon thing. And, you know, as you can see, there's just a lot of them. These are all bugs. Here's a bigger dragon. They call these pig dragons for some reason. I think they're like a combination of like a wild boar and a dragon. Holes in the back. Very obviously biconically drilled, which means that like no metal bit did it. It's a stone tool that did it. Now this having a double thing is whatever it means. I know this part. I know that something having a double thing means it's twice as much, okay, or like profoundly so, kind of a, you know, of a deal on it. Okay, other stuff. Give me the vulcanized jade. And basically the way it comes about is it's similar to the effects of like heat treating arrowheads. You know, some arrowheads turn bright pink and red or whatever when you heat treat them. Well, this is similar to jade, except it doesn't happen above ground. It happens when the jade stone is deep in the earth and it's near areas where there's volcanic heat or volcanic action that heats it up underground when it's still under real high pressure, and it causes it to turn these colors. I had a whole bunch more of them, and of course they're always the ones that sell first. And so, you know, I didn't realize I was going through all my best colored ones in the beginning, because, you know, you show a tray of 24 of them and everyone picks out the 3 colored ones and then nothing else. And and so then after a while I got smart and I started thinking to myself, well, I'll just price those so much higher, nobody will buy them, right? They just bought them anyway. You know, it made me kind of wonder how much I could have been asking. I hate that when I'm the first one to name a price and the person that you're trying to sell it to just goes, okay, I'll take it. You know, like a car, an arrowhead, anything. You walk away kicking yourself going, geez, I wonder how much more I could have asked, and you would have still just like sucked it up just like that. But anyway, I think these bat things are so, actually their falcon effigies are so cool. I do not know the significance or meaning of them, but I do know that looks like old weathered stone to me. Now, see, some of them, not so much. Looks like prettier stone. Some of the needless, jade comes in lots of colors too. Up in Santa Barbara, there's a display of jade, and it's got just it's like a round circle, a clock thing, a clock face, giant one, about 4 or 5 feet across, and it's just got little slivers, little tiles of jade making up the circle. You know, little orange wedge shaped things. And I mean, it just starts with white and goes all the way to black with every color and shade of the rainbow in between them, just about. Although some is much rarer than others. Most jade comes in white, which I curiously have almost none. Black, and then the just straight up green jade. And then some of it there with the, you know, the vulcanized effect running on it. Now here's a whole nother category of critters that I've got. Turtles are actually more aptly named turtle shells. And a turtle shell has got some kind of big significant meaning, but since I have like the memory span of a gerbil, I don't remember what that was. But I've got one crazy girl in one of my Facebook groups that just is turtle crazy. I mean, every month, every time she gets an extra paycheck, she says, I want to buy turtles. And like, you know, she's really sweet and everything, and I can't say no. So I sell her a whole bunch of turtles. Okay, now, here's some more of those things that I would think of as our alien faces. Although this one kind of has got horns like a bull. A lot of these things have got really crazy horns on them. But clearly, once again, biconically drilled holes got that white stuff on them that signifies, you know, great deal of time, you know, and time in the ground. Just doesn't happen sitting out in the air. Here's a cool little one. Very flat, very thin. Probably would work as a necklace, or a, you know, a little pendant on a necklace. You know, and unfortunately, most of my small things all sold first. Now here's one that I think is a bat. You know, not, you know, isn't that like a little batty bat face, like even almost a vampire bat look about it? You know, the way that nose kind of turns up. Plus, it's got the hole in the bottom, so it would hang upside down. And it also has a couple of holes up here, so it works as a pendant that way too. Interesting things. Here's one cool little one, little bitty tiny one. It'd probably make kind of a cool little necklace. Anyway, that's all for now. If you got any questions about all this stuff, be sure and like just, you know, ask me. I'm you know, retired, disabled. You know, all I do is hang out on my computer all day. So go ahead and hit me up. I don't mind. I'll talk to anybody. Bye, buds. It's nice being back on YouTube. You know, everyone's being so nice to me and everything.